Welcome to the Roark Report. We're glad to have you with us today. As always, I'm Blake Roark here with the latest. From the world to your screen, this is the Roark Report. If you're planning on heading outdoors today, hold on to your hats because this wind has been something else. Otherwise, it's been a perfectly lovely atmosphere with plenty of sun, despite the strong breeze that's currently blowing throughout the Denton area. In UNT News, the theater department is currently putting on a production of the 60s musical, Hair. The show is known for its more political themes and dealing with counterculture and anti-war sentiments, so it may be more culturally relevant today than some would assume. Additionally, the campus will be holding an employment seminar for adults with disabilities. The event will be free to attend in the Union, but it does require an online registration through the UNT Careers Department. Before all that, though, we're going to be taking a lighthearted look at the world behind the silver screen at your local multiplex. Though we're not going to Hollywood, we have a feature exclusive on what exactly goes into running a movie theater featuring yours truly. Well, another day, another dollar. You know, I should really find out about getting paid more than $1 on my salary. Blake Roark here at the Cinemark 14 in Denton. When I'm not on scene or in class, you may wonder where I am. Well, I'm at work running one of the best seats in town. What does that entail? Well, I like to consider myself one of the men behind the curtains, and all that implies. As a film major, working at a cinema has gone hand in hand with my field of study, and it truly feels great to be surrounded by an environment that celebrates film, past and future. What a lot of moviegoers may not take into consideration is the pros and cons that come with running a theater.
I like people, I love movies, and I love talking to people about movies, so it's just fun having two things that I do like come together. Though there are some bad people that I have to deal with, it all works out because I get a great experience.
I do get yelled at by everybody, and it can get a little old smelling like popcorn every single day and it just seeping into all of your clothes. But you know, on the other hand, it's kind of nice being able to see just about every movie that comes out and have like a formulated and educated opinion.
Some behind-the-scenes tasks that we have to take care of include maintaining the upstairs booth made up of projectors. They're all digital, and with a cost of $60,000 each, they ain't cheap. But they schedule themselves in 2D and 3D, and are easy to program even for the beginners. Downstairs in our promotional closet is a mass organization of poster tubes and banners for every movie on the way for the upcoming months. For what it's worth, we're not crazy about those concession costs either, but with all ticket sales going to studios, it's how we get our paychecks. I'm Blake Roark, and this is where I'm spending my spring break. See you at the movies. We hope you enjoyed that. Join us in a moment after our break for a rare glimpse into the mind of a UNT student. We'll be conducting an interview shortly, so stick around. There are thousands of students in the University of North Texas, but in that crowd there's only one, Dontrell Johnson, and we were lucky enough to get the chance to sit down with him in the midst of his busy schedule for this week's edition of the UNT Entity. People, places, things, the definition of a noun, or the factors that define a life. In this week's edition of the UNT Entity, I'm here with Dontrell Johnson. Dontrell, it's great to have you here.
How you doing, sir?
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
This week's topics are ambitions and aspirations. So Dontrell, right off the gate, what's your passion?
My passion, man, honestly, it's changed from over the years, man. College has definitely done something good for me. Originally it was sports broadcasting, and now I've gotten involved in KNTU, so radio is more something I'm focused on, man.
Oh, that's a pretty great hobby to have.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So who would you say have been your biggest inspirations or kind of guiding factors in getting you towards that?
I would honestly say when I first started, you know, Stuart Scott was my inspiration. He was on ESPN. His delivery was just, you know, immaculate. You know, the way that he made people laugh while still delivering, you know, highlight reels and, you know, things like that. But now it's more, honestly, I'm just trying to figure out for myself, honestly, who I want to mold my voice and my character after. The person who trained me, a guy at KNTU, Mark Lambert, he's definitely somebody that I not necessarily inspired to be, but he kind of, you know, trained my voice. So I guess that's somebody that I could really say helped me a lot.
Good. Are there maybe some artists or people in the actual business who maybe guided you towards who you want to be when you get there?
Yeah, in high school, man, I really paid attention to the Breakfast Club. So Charlamagne the Guy,
Classic.
DJ Envy, you know, Hot 97, You know, it's definitely some, you know, people that I looked at as well. So different, you know, people who are you know, particular in my industry as far as interviewing, music, things of that matter. So
That's great to
yeah,
have.
for sure, most definitely, man.
All right, so just kind of on a fantasy level, like biggest pie in the sky dream, what is your biggest ambition for the future? Like if you could just have it all in your field, what would you want?
I would love to have my own morning show, man. That's definitely a goal of mine
I can see
eventually.
it for you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, you know, a morning show, probably something on like Sirius XM or something where I can keep my own personality and still, you know, have some content as well. So, you know, we'll see what happens, man. The sky's the limit.
Alrighty, and just to kind of wrap it up, are there any plans for after college that are going to guide you in that direction?
I'm definitely looking for internships, man. You know, different
way to
ways
do
to
it.
get experience. KNTU kind of really was my internship, I guess you could say, when it comes to getting experience.
That
So
was
really,
fun.
man, just, you know, just trying to find, you know, ways to actually stay involved. That's all I'm trying to do, man. It's just,
Well, you've got what it takes for sure.
so, man, thank you. I appreciate it.
This was the UNT entity, Dontrell. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, man.
Coming up, texting while driving, crisis or concern? Why not both? We've got the student perspective just ahead, so stick around. And welcome back. While we were gone, you may have passed the time during the break by texting a friend or two. While perfectly fine at home, it's a completely different matter when behind the wheel. With texting while driving becoming more prevalent in our society, I went on campus to get further insight onto the issue. Let's have a look. Blake Roark here on the UNT campus. Now stop me if this sounds a little too familiar. You're behind the wheel and your phone goes off with a text from your friend. What do? Well, if you're like 1/3 of all drivers everywhere, you respond to it even while driving an automobile. So I'm here on UNT campus to get the student perspective on texting while driving and what many may consider to be a common practice, but may not be aware of the deadly statistics behind it. Let's find out. Have you ever been in the car with someone who's texted while driving?
Yes.
And how'd that make you feel?
Unsafe. There was no swerving, but like it seems like they're distracted. Sure.
Have you yourself ever texted while driving, even for a little bit?
Yes.
Lastly, were you aware that 10% of crash fatalities in 2014 were from texting while driving?
I was not aware of the percent. It seems about average, actually. Well, I would recommend like a Siri device, like using verbal commands. rather
Handless.
than- handless. But I think that's it for me.
Well, have you ever been in the car with someone who has texted while driving?
Yeah, it's like they're not paying attention.
What'd you say?
Yes?
What'd you say?
What?
When they was texting them driving,
I was like, put your phone down and let me drive.
Have either of you ever openly texted while driving?
I have. Disappointed I have.
Like, do you guys have like limits, like only during traffic, only at stoplights?
Like if it's like clear at red lights, if I have to straight through, then I do it. But if I'm like in traffic, no.
I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I do Snapchat.
Always on Snapchat.
Texas is only one of 4 states nationwide that does not have a statewide texting ban. Do you think it would be effective if it did?
I don't know. I think we would still do it.
Yeah.
They'll always find a way. All right, well, thanks so much. What were your names?
Tamanika.
Brandon.
All right, thank you guys. You have a wonderful day. So while it's evident that students are aware of the dangers of texting while driving, or even condone the process, many still continue to do so despite a pang of guilt. But when there's always the chance for an accident that comes from being distracted behind the wheel, students may not feel the full gravity of the fact that their phone usage while driving could potentially chart a course for a much grimmer destination. Blake Roark here at UNT. And that's not the only cause for concern today. We're going to be taking a look at the barely off-campus student hub known as Fry Street, as well as some of the less desirable behavior that takes place there when the sun goes down. Let's watch. During the day, Fry Street is typically populated by students making a quick trip at the many eateries in between classes. But during the evening, the scene is much abuzz with college kids unwinding at the many pubs and partying it up. But in their wake, they're leaving behind trash, vandalism, and often violence. Just last December, a man was fatally shot after a violent altercation in a bar, and some people don't feel safe.
Yeah, I don't really think Fry Street is safe. I work at the subway nearby Fry Street, and as I've walked back at around midnight, I don't even feel comfortable on it. Even on the weekdays, it just doesn't seem like a safe place to be, in my opinion.
Directly across the street lies the U Center Apartments, and during the weekend nights, the tenants there seem to feel most vulnerable.
In the evenings, usually even during the weekdays, there's a lot of activities at the bars. And there's been some crime stuff too. I know over winter break there was a shooting outside one of the bars. Thankfully I was home miles and miles and miles away from that, but it did make me nervous to know that I was coming back to a place where that was happening. I would like to see a little more of an increase in security, just because I don't feel super safe walking back at night 100% of the time. But in the daytime, it's a perfectly lovely place to walk through.
With 3 reported violent incidents in the past year taking place, it seems that the fun many find in Fry Street is coming at a great cost of safety to many others. Well, I for one know I gained a darker perspective on what's ordinarily a festive street after witnessing all that. We're taking another short break, but stick around for our weekly weather forecast. You won't want to miss this. I guarantee it. And welcome back to the Roark Report, here with our weekly weather forecast. For today, we have a high of 79, low of 62, scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, with 40 to 50% chances from 4 to 9 p.m. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 83 and some expected humidity following today's rain. We'll have a fully sunny Wednesday with a high of 85, followed by partly cloudy on Thursday and Friday. At Friday, we'll have a high of 84, so enjoy that perfect weekend weather while you can. Saturday is going to see cloudier skies with a bit of a temperature dip there, looking at a high of 72. Sunday is going to be perfect, though. Look at that. Sunny skies with a high of 72. That really is the best of both worlds, so make the most of it and head outside. That is our weekly weather forecast, so get yourself prepared. Luckily, you won't need too much of a change in wardrobe, save for some rain gear today, but beyond that, clear skies await. We're about to take another short break, but stick around for our sports feature to follow here on the Roark Report. And welcome back to the Roark Report. Sports. No, that's not just a Huey Lewis album, it's our next feature. First things first. When jogging in Texas heat, you need the right wear. Loose, comfortable, light mesh clothing that allows for easy breathing and doesn't constrict the body or cause too much sweating. Same goes for shorts. Light and flows with the movement. Now what about shoes? Nope. Definitely not. Perfect. Jogging without running shoes is definitely not recommended. You need something designed for accommodating the quick movement of feet on sidewalks, pavement, or gravel, and especially take care of arch support when jogging for extended periods. We're just about ready. But first, always make sure to stretch your legs and warm up those muscles before we get to it. One of my favorite places to jog is by TWU University. The ground is mostly level, which makes for easy jogging, and has plenty of stretches of sidewalk to get in some good mileage. Let's go. Currently at about half hour into my jog. Haven't crossed the 2 mile threshold yet, which is what I usually get to because it is a little hot, so I'm taking a few more walking breaks than usual. But it's cooling down a bit, making a good pace. Got Billy Joel in one ear, so I'm all set, and let's good run. Come on. All right, 7 p.m. Currently an hour into my jog. Making pretty good pace as usual. Past 3 miles, which is a good point for me. Staying hydrated. And that's the best tip I can suggest, is to stay hydrated before, after, and during every jog, because it'll go fast. It'll wear you out. Want to make sure that your body is able to handle the jog. Well, let's take a breather. But I guess if I can stress anything, it's that anyone can jog. Anyone at all. I know I started 6 years ago, and I had to take a break every 3 or so feet. It was that bad, but after a long time, you develop your own pace, you develop better stamina. So just go about it at your own way. Don't feel like it has to be perfect. Just do it for fun. It's a great workout. Enjoy it. And stay hydrated. I'm starting to feel exhausted just from watching all that. We're taking a short break, but we'll be right back with this week's Reflective Perspective, on location at the UNT bookstore. Stick around. And this is all for the Roark Report. As always, I'm Blake Roark. From the world to your screen, we wish you all the best. Find all of today's stories online at roarkreport.com and join us tonight at 10 for all concurrent events. Blake Roark coming at you from the UNT bookstore. Now, for many seniors, including yours truly, graduation is right around the corner. And here at the bookstore, the students can come to get their essentials like caps and gowns, rings, degree frames, and other necessities like fancy invitations. But these can come at a hefty price. The cap and gown itself costs about $40, which isn't terrible, but on a college budget, could have been spent better elsewhere. And even after years of spending thousands on courses, textbooks, a few $100 at the end of a semester is still something worth balking at. Graduation should be a celebration that comes without a financial burden, not yet another price tag on top of your school. Just because we call ourselves the Mean Green here at UNT doesn't mean everything should mean green. I'm Blake Roark here at UNT, and soon I'll be out, but at a price.